If you're a parent out there, yeah, if you're a parent out there and you have a child that you don't fully understand, a child that's so different from you, you don't understand the child is stress you. You're just like, why are you so different? You don't know what's up with this child. The child is acting different. Now you're scared. You're stressed out because you don't understand this child, and the child is triggering as fuck. It's triggering you. It's triggering you for a reason. It's triggering you so you can heal. The child is not to be locked away somewhere, or like to be changed or to be shamed for who they are. The child is just a child. They're allowed to be free and be themselves just the way you are allowed to be free and be yourself. The child is not yours to tamper with. For a lot of people who don't understand certain things, they do things to their children, and they do it in hopes that they're helping the kid. They do things to suppress the child. They from a young age, they realize that they have a kid who is different from them, who they don't understand, who scares the shit out of them because of the things the child say or how they do or their energy. And they take that child somewhere to have some spell work done, or to have some things done to that child to suppress them and to try to contain their energy. For the sake of the child, for the sake of that child, that's some bullshit. It doesn't help the child. You just what you do is you create a divide in between that child, because who that child is will never go away. It will never go anywhere. And the suppression that you have just created, you just added that onto that child. So you've now created extra burden for that child to have to figure out, to have to deal with, because their true self would never disappear. It would never go away. It will always be there. So if you really love your child, if you really love the child, and as the child, you wouldn't want to suppress that child because you don't understand them, because they scare you. You wouldn't want to do that, because you'd just be making that child suffer, extra suffer that they don't need to suffer. So this message is for parents out there who are scared of their kids and they don't know what to do, and you're running around to people to do things to help you contain your child, like a child is something out of this world. Probably, yeah, which is okay. If you don't understand your child, just try to do the understanding, try to do the work to understand your child, the child that you have, instead of trying to suppress your child. It doesn't matter how much you try, what's in that child will still come out. The energy that child carries will still come out eventually. You can delay it, but you can't deny it. It's like who that child is. As long as the child is alive, their energy will still remain. So, especially those African parents who are very skeptical about and very into using energy for the wrong things, using this for things they don't understand, and just out of fear. This message is for you guys. You guys need to stop that shit. You're making your children, I know you're doing it out of love, and you say, okay, I care for this child, so we just have to make sure that you're okay. Let's just take you to this place and let them suppress all your energies and suppress you so that you can be okay and normal for the rest of us. You're making that child go through shit that they will have to deal with later on. And it's not fair to the child. And it's not even fair to you, because you don't know what you have. You don't understand it. So it's causing you to act out, in ways that you think is best for the child, but at the end of the day, it's not best for the child. It's not best for the child to have their energies try to be suppressed because of fear. No. What that child needs is acceptance. Just accept your child the way your child is and try to work around the energy. Try to work around what you have and what they have going on. If it scares you, then let it scare you. Why are you afraid? What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? Why don't you deal with what you're afraid of instead of trying to control other people? Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about all the times where people take their kids to places to have their energy suppressed. Because especially when these kids are powerful kids and they say things and they do things and it scares people. And then everybody around them, they don't know what to do. The best thing they can do is to go try to have that energy suppressed. It never works. It never works. It causes struggles for the kid. It causes like a turmoil inside of them because there's a part of them that wants to be this. There's naturally this, and there's a part of them that feels like it's being held back. That's not love. That's not love. That's toxic as fuck. Leave people the way they are. If you have a kid and the kid is not your property, just because you birth somebody or because someone's in your family or someone is your responsibility doesn't mean they're yours to toy with the way you want. They're yours to manipulate the way you want. They came here freely just the way you came here freely. They're not your property. They're not going to be the same as you. They're going to be different. And embrace that difference. That's what makes them who they are. You know, we have situations where people have kids who are very special and don't know what to do with the kids. Instead of helping the kid to understand who they are, they end up hurting the kid even more by trying to suppress them and hold them back. So, if you love yourself and you love your kid, you do the best for them by just letting them be. And face your fears, face the things that scare you, instead of trying to control other people. So, trying to suppress a child, suppress anybody, never helps anybody. Like, trying to suppress the energy, what you're feeling out of fear. And you know, a lot of people have, a lot of Africans have religious trauma, so they don't understand a lot of things. It's just anything they just see or sense that's a little suspect, they just run. They just run and start acting out of fear. You know, they run and they start acting out of fear instead of trying to understand, try to gain understanding and see how we can support. You can support the child. We can support you in what you're doing. You know, they do the opposite. They run. And they try to hide you from who you truly are. It never works. It never works anyway. It never works. Eventually, who the child is will come out, and it will shine brighter. It will shine even brighter. So, if you love your kid and you love yourself, and you truly love your kid, I mean, you wouldn't want someone to do that to you. If it was you in that situation, you wouldn't want that to be done to you. So don't do it to somebody else, and don't encourage it to be done to other people too. I know a lot of people who are grown up and they're so miserable inside because a part of them is suppressed. You know, they've had so much shit done to them as kids that their energy is split and fragmented in so much places, so many random places. It's just all over the place. And they're inside, something is missing inside of them. They don't know what it is. And the people who did these things to them, they are smiling around in their face, looking at them, you know, looking at them, being around them, trying to help them still. But then the damage is already done. You already messed that child. You already screwed with that child's energy from a young age, or with whatever you did or thought you were doing for the child. So it's pointless. And it's very unfair to that child. It's unfair to anybody. Like, who would want that? Stop taking your kids to people to have things done to them so that they can be quote unquote normal or okay. Leave them the way they are. Work around them. That's what if you're a parent, what did you choose to become a parent for? Did you choose to become a parent to have a handbag that will complement your lifestyle, that will complement the life that you think you're supposed to have? Or did you choose to have a child so that you can be there for the child and be who the child wants to be? Hi, it's a little cat. Who the child wants to be? Hi. You know, there's a cat here. Oh, yeah. Did you, so like you guys really need to check yourself. This message is for somebody. I know it's gonna hit some people and it's gonna trigger them. Let it trigger you so you can do better, man. Be better for your children. If you decide to have children and you decide to say, to hold yourself at a certain standards, hold yourself at that standards. Don't be don't hide behind behind stories that you've heard or things that you don't understand. Why don't you try to get understanding? Ask the questions, the answers will come, instead of acting out of fear and causing people pain and causing people suffering. That doesn't need to happen. The child scares you, let the child scare you. Ask yourself why you're afraid. It's not the child's responsibility that you're scared. They're not responsible for how you feel. They're responsible to be themselves. It doesn't matter if they're all over the place, they're loud, their energy is everywhere. Let them fucking be. Be the grown-up that you are. And do better. Period. Yeah, that's the message. I hope that you this really helps somebody and you guys understand where I'm coming from, because it's such a terrible thing to have somebody walking around and feeling like they don't know who they are because their parents have messed with them. Their energy so much has confused them that all they see is illusion. They look at themselves, they don't even know who the fuck they are. They feel like they're supposed to be something else, but they're not able to even accumulate or assimilate what that something else is, because it seems so far away. They're not ordinary. They're not supposed to be ordinary and sitting around and doing the basic shit. No, but that's what the family that they were born into wanted. So the family has tried to make them conform and try to make them be who they want, but it never works. You just create suffering inside that. You just create suffering, and that person is in shit until they're able to figure it out and get out of there for your own good and for their own good. Stop doing that, okay? My African parents, you guys, you use your own mind to stab yourself. You cause your own suffering with your own hand. By yourself, by the shit that you do, by the thoughts that you have, by the actions that you take out of fear. Fear is the new drug, really. It be making people do stupid shit. Really, really, really. Yeah. It's time for that to end. It's time for you guys to stop doing that. Stop doing that shit. Stop suppressing your kids. Let them be who they want to be. Stop taking them to pastors and priests to pray for them and deliver them from God knows what you're trying to deliver them from. How about you deliver yourself? Stop doing that shit. Stop making them feel like there's something wrong with them, that there's something inside of them that is wrong. Nothing is wrong. There is no wrong and there's no right. They're just meant to be who they're meant to be. Lots of people castigate their children, make them feel like crap. Like they're not even meant to be here. It be the people that raise you that make you feel unloved, like you're not right, and then you expect that child to grow up and feel like a whole person, like complete. How? I get that maybe that you had the same shit done to you, but it's your duty now to make sure that it doesn't happen again, or to at least try to understand it better so you can do better moving forward, instead of just perpetuating the same old shit. Like that's how generational trauma just keeps passing from one generation to another. They do you one, you do another one without you don't take your time to understand understand the things that came before you, how it affected you, the things that were done to you, the life that you had, how it's affected the people who came before you. None of that. You just want it to stop, want it to end. Shut up so I can be okay. Well, yeah. So anyway, that's the message. And yes, guys, do better for your children. Let them be who they want to be. Stop suppressing them. Stop it. Okay? The child will grow to be who they want to be. You cannot stop it. You cannot change it. So instead of causing them pain and causing them to suffer, just leave them. If you can't take care of them or you can't be around the energy, give them to somebody who can. And don't make situations worse for them because you're afraid, because of your fears. Don't let your own shit rub off on your children. They're not supposed to be like you. And people get this thing so misunderstood a lot of times that when I have a kid, the kid is supposed to be exactly like me, or supposed to do the shit that I do, and the kid is a representation of me. So if the kid is fucked up, I'm fucked up. If the kid is this, I'm this. And they try so much to control the kid and give them all this programming before they can even get a chance to be themselves. Like, you must be this and you must fit into this category, you must fit into this box for you to exist in my presence. It's like having something so big and trying to squish it into like a little tiny box. No, eventually it's going to break out of that thing. So do your child the service of just being there for them and letting them be. They're not yours to control. They're not yours to manipulate. They're not yours to try to figure out. Don't try to do that. They're not yours. We're all free. You're free. They're free. They may be tiny and little, but they're also free. They're free to be. They're free to exist. They're free to roam. They're free to explore. Don't let your fears get the best of you. Face your fears. Stop trying to control everything. I mean, we should all know this by now, that you can't control shit. Like, really, pretty much what's going to happen will happen. Whew. It's getting hot. It's getting super hot. Okay, so I had to come here and say this for the people that need to hear this, and for the people who are grown and still feel like, and they know that when they were little they had their energy suppressed, or they had something suppressed in them. Don't sit there and just sit still and do nothing about it. Take action. Do something. Ask questions. Ask your parents. Ask your family members. Ask them. They know. Trust me. They fucking know. They know what's going on. They just won't tell you. They know. If you feel like something has been done to you, and they'll tell you it's for your own good, yeah, that's what's going on inside their own head. But you ask, you find out, and you do your own research, and don't just take what they say for what it is, because there's always truth behind. There's always another answer. Your truth may not be their truth. If you have siblings, and I think these are the kids that people label as like troubled kids, or like possessed kids, possessed kids, troubled, and they need deliverance, they need help, they are possessed, they mommy water, all of that bullshit. You guys just don't understand shit. That's all. You don't understand what's going on with them, and you label them all these things and do all these things on them and project all of this shit on them. You don't help the kid. You do not. You make them suffer. So my parents, I'm calling you guys out. All the uncles and aunties, all the African people that use voodoo to try to manipulate people, to control them the way they want to be. I'm calling all of you out. Do better. Try to gain some understanding. Stop being afraid of shit that you don't. Stop being afraid. Like, behind your fear is still you. The fear goes away and you still remain. There's nothing there. All die and die. All right. I'm out.